What's good, guys? Coming at you. We are filming this during the off season, but we have no idea where we're going to upload it. We figured we'd just sit down and film a cool little story time about the 2018 All Star Game week festivities, fan fest. There is a ton of cool stories and experiences that we have that we've been meaning to share with you guys, and some cool memorabilia and stuff to show off with you. Liam actually got to go to the All Star Game. Right?
I went to the home run derby
just
and
the
futures
derby.
game.
Derby and the futures game. I went to the futures game, didn't get to go to the derby, but we both went to this thing called Fan Fest. And I have to give a huge shout out to my friend Connor real quickly because he gave me the tickets to it. Fan Fest is just this cool experience. It travels like with MLB to city each year. And it's just set up in the city that is hosting the All-Star Game. And it's just like a really cool event for MLB fans, baseball fans in general, just to meet former MLB players, stars, personalities, all sorts of stuff, and lots of cool giveaways. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I tell you, little baby, I'm going commercial. Big dress, had a short and purple. Baby burger, ooh, queen of the jungle. Eating up, had to pull out a thermal. 20 more minutes till I'm gonna be out of the dark. I'll be sending my flashlight. That gonna be talking.
First up, July 13th. It's a Friday, 2018, and it's the first day of Fan Fest. The very first memory I've got on my camera roll from that day, of course, it's got to be the sign bands. I didn't actually get everyone to sign them that day. You can see there's a hole on them now. They're pretty warm. But Ryan Church was the first man to sign the shoes that day. So, yeah, that was a little autograph meet and greet session he just had going on. He's a former Nationals player, and he signed the shoes. He was super friendly. Other than that, I just got to see a bunch of cool autographs and stuff. Looking at the pictures here on my camera right now, sure we'll put a couple of them up in post-editing, but like we got some Pete Rose, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle signed baseballs. It was super cool stuff. And then really the highlight of that entire day for me probably was Military Branches Special. It was some sort of, I think it was a charitable event. It's just like standing room only, like sit wherever you can find seats, wherever you have access. So we'll definitely throw a picture of this up, but I have a really cool picture like kind of behind the home plate area when they were taking batting practice before. It was just a super cool experience to be able to sit that close, even if it wasn't like a real game happening. And then afterwards, I will throw the picture on the screen right now, but basically, I don't know what they were doing there, but at that event at Nats Park, the Sandlot cast is there. Most of the Sandlot cast. I'm pretty sure everyone but Benny is there in the picture.
Yeah.
As far as the starting nine goes.
Saturday the 14th. No All-Star events going on, but Fan Fest was going on. So I went there with a few friends. None of the MLB All Stars were there because I think they were still playing. They still play up until Sunday.
Yeah, they had their game up until Sunday.
But some of the Futures Games players were there just walking around. So I was kind of on a hunt. One of the bigger names that I was looking for was Hunter Green, the prospect in the Reds organization. Got to see the World Series trophy that the Red Sox would eventually take home that year. Bunch of other cool stuff. You can check your arm velo. Just a bunch of baseball-related fun activities. It's a true extravaganza.
Next up, July 15th. It's a Sunday, and we got the the Futures Game happening this Sunday. And the Legends and Celebrity Softball game afterwards. You can see her. Always forget the name for it, but that's one of my favorite things to watch. They air it after the Home Run Derby, but it's filmed the day before. But anyways, this was probably the busiest day for me at Fan Fest. A lot of pictures are going to be thrown up right now. I'd say right about now, we'll throw up that picture of me meeting Davey Johnson. For those of you who don't know, he was a Nationals manager at one point. I think that's why I had him there. He signed this baseball for me. We'll also get a good picture of it up there. To Eric. Best always. I don't know what he was saying at the best always part. But yeah, Davey was like one of my favorite Nats managers. He's the manager of the team when they started to turn things around, led them to the first playoff berth, and really helped me get into the game. Also met Lavon Hernandez, who threw out the first pitch in Nationals history on that day, and Juan Marshall. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher. Unfortunately, he just passed away in 2020. But yeah, he was there. They had a bunch of signed baseballs just by all sorts of legends. Throw up a picture of that. I'm sure we have that there. But there's a ton of memorabilia, just a ton of cool stuff. Most people know what the Futures Game is, but if you want to tell them what it is real quickly, you have a better understanding of it than me.
Basically, it's just the best minor league players are selected to compete against each other. It used to be American-born players versus non-American-born players, but now I think is it just by league?
I think it's probably by league prospects.
Yeah.
It's American and national. But yeah, that used to be really entertaining. I think it added a little more flair before when they had it by international players and American players. So you really saw the guys like show up in the energy. I think that's something we could use, like with MLB, players really coming into their own lately and expressing their personality, playing with a little more fun energy, especially for a game like that doesn't matter at all. I was at the game with my friend Connor again, like I said at the time. I actually paid for that ticket. I might have even paid for Connor's because they were so cheap, but not the FanFest ticket. But yeah, we were sitting down the third base line. I remember Marlins man was there, but he wasn't behind home plate. He just had really good seats down the line. But overall, pretty cool experience. And then did you stick around afterwards for the celebrity softball game?
Yeah, I did. Basically, like my Future Game experience, I got there right as gates opened. I really wanted to get like some autographs of these future stars. Like this game in 2018, like you had Pete Alonso there. Yeah, got there right as gates opened. I figured the play was go by the dugouts. David Ortiz was the manager for the world team, and I really wanted his autograph. I ended up not having any luck with autographs. However, I was able to get a ball down by the camera well next to the dugout from Tuki Toussaint, who was the only Haitian-born player in the game, and he's now a Braves starter rotation guy.
I got one during batting practice. I don't have it on me. It's somewhere in my room. But my logo is definitely a little more scuffed than that one. And I can't remember what happened. Mine, I think, was just thrown up into the second deck or hit into the second deck. I just remember I was up in the second deck. I was like the only person around, and it landed a couple of seats next to me. And I was like, sweet, baseball.
And then rest of the game, I just sat with some friends. Pretty much enjoyed the show. Like you had these young guys like Hunter Green, my boy. Couldn't get his autograph. But he was pumping like 102, 103. Recovering from Tommy John right now, but he's definitely going to be back, and you guys better watch out for him because he's totally on the rise.
Legends and Celebrity Game. And basically, it's just former players and celebrities playing a fun little softball game on the field afterwards. But I stuck around for that. Connor and I kind of snuck around like closer to the visitors' dugout. And Florida-Georgia line played a concert in between. That was awesome.
And Shaq was the DJ, right?
Shaq was DJing, DJ Diesel. And probably most importantly, I got like a third out ball or something thrown over dugout. I thought that was super cool to softball.
Oh, and you got the batting gloves.
I got Bill Nye's batting glove, which I'm about to go and grab. And I got a baseball signed by some big left-handed hitting first baseman. It'll come to me when I go and grab. I came up with the name. It was Carlos Pena. He was a big left-handed hitting first baseman. He was playing in the game. He signed a baseball. This is actually not a baseball, softball. This is the softball that I caught at the ARM Classics, the 5-branch charitable event that they did in that park before. Believe it or not, I've got no sort of authentication on this, no documentation, no video, no picture, anything, or else we'd be throwing it up right now. But this is Bill Nye's left-handed batting glove. Now, I got to say, I was there with my friend Mo. And Mo and I kind of met up there with Connor. He was part of the reason we got down so close, but all three of us were kind of hanging by the stairwell. I honestly don't remember how this went down. I think it was literally probably just tossed between like me, Mo, and a bunch of people, and Mo and I kind of like corralled it in together. I'm going to give Mo credit because I think he like ended up with both of the gloves, but like it was kind of a joint effort to catch it. Mo was nice enough to size me a glove. I got the bottom left hand, which is like bottom for a right-handed hitter, and he's a lefty, so we took the right hand, which is bottom for a left-handed hitter. So it all kind of worked out. But yeah, this is Bill Nye's game-used batting glove. They just give these to every celebrity, every person playing there. And on the way out, people were just calling for anything, and Bill Nye tossed his up. So really cool. I also have a Bill Nye signed baseball that when I met him at the park earlier in 2018. But yeah, that's a recap for Sunday. That's probably half of the video right now. Definitely an eventful day for us.
Monday.
Derby
Day.
16th. Derby Day. Liam and I, we usually get together and watch the Derby. I'm not really sure we did in 2018. I think I just watched it at my house with a couple of buddies. But
I was there.
You were there. Yeah, we just like watched at my house with a couple of friends. I don't know. It wasn't a huge thing. So for those of you that are watching us, you probably watch a lot of baseball videos on YouTube. If you know who Cougs is, he does a lot of MLB The Show videos on YouTube. And I play MLB The Show. We don't stream it or anything. We're working on it. We'll figure it out. But he was super friendly. I got a picture with him. They had this event where it was like, if you hit 15 home runs or more in 4 minutes in like the MLB The Show Derby mode, whatever they call it, you got like a prize pack. They had a Carlos Correa signed jersey, I think an Anthony Rendon or Trey Turner signed bat, and like a bunch of other cool stuff. And they're like, these are just a few of them. Like, if you win, like, we just grab your information and we'll ship it to you months later. I showed up. I go alone. And I was like, all right, I'm ready for a contest, because there was one between 1 and 3 that day, I think. I showed up and hit 21 homers. Obviously, I could do that in real life if I needed to, too, not just in a video game. But I ended up being the winner for the hour. It took them like 4 months to ship this out to me. You've seen it in some videos before. Big prize possession of mine. A Justin Turner signed hat.
Beautiful.
7 1/4. It fits me perfectly. I haven't really.
Authenticated?
It is authenticated right here on the bill.
Ooh.
I don't know why he signed it up there and not on the bill of the hat. But yeah, it's beautiful. Silver on blue. Such a beautiful signature. And yeah, I gotta say, it's like the first time video games have ever really like won me anything. So that's kind of where my journey ends for this story time. But Liam did go to the Derby.
Oh yeah.
So tell me what that was like, man.
So even way before the Derby, like 9 a.m. in the morning, I was ready to go crazy this day. My first stop was the hotel where the players were staying at. I don't want to like reveal where it is, because I kind of got it in some sus ways. But I was not able to find any players at the hotel, so I went straight to Nats Park. This is like 11 a.m., just hours before the Derby, and I just wanted to see if anything was going on. And there were still events going on at the Play Ball Park, which was right down the street from Nats Park, and I think it's like a whole setup, like little baseball field. I think it's just for community projects and stuff like that. But that was like really cool. There weren't any players there at first, but I decided to just hang around and see what could happen, because you never know. Just be around the festivities and something great could happen, and that's exactly what happened. So about like 30 minutes after I was there, I was just kind of hanging around, getting a little bored. And then Big Papi rolls up.
David Ortiz. Man.
He had some partnership with like Kingsford, like the grilling company. He was doing something on the field with some, I think it was local kids, something cool like that. And also, this was really cool. There were high schoolers who competed in like the high school home run derby who were also there. And I had no idea who they were at the time, but ended up, one of them was Bobby Witt Jr. and the other was Reese Hines, both recent draft picks. Was Witt number 1 or was he number 2?
I have no idea.
I think he was number 2 to the.
I didn't pay attention.
Number
to
2 to the Royals. Reese Hines is with the Reds now. But that was so cool. I just made like casual conversation with them. I had no idea who they were. So I waited for Big Papi to finish his event at the Play Ball Park. He actually was hitting some homers, and I got this ball that he hit.
Authentic David Ortiz home run ball.
David Ortiz home run ball, number 567 or something. So eventually, I was just waiting around, kind of following Ortiz around, like maybe like 20 people or so were. Really not that many when you think about it. It's David Ortiz. I think he had some barbecue with the Kingsford partnership.
Yeah.
And I was just chilling. I have a little video of me next to his agents / like security, just waiting for him to, I don't know, a chance to take pictures or something like that. Mm-hmm. And eventually that wait paid off. He took pictures. I'll pop that up right here. But just being able to dap Big Papi up, like and as a Red Sox fan, like, and he's my absolute like hero. That was just one of the coolest moments of my life. Sent it to all my family, and they were going crazy. And the day wasn't even close to over. This is before noon.
It hardly even gotten started. I was going to say, you're not even in the stadium.
So then I go to FanFest. Then I went to FanFest. Didn't meet anyone crazy there, but had to enjoy the festivities, soak it in as much as I could. And then at around 2 or 3 p.m., I went down to hop in line for the home run derby. Had to be the first one in there, and I was the first one in line. Next to, guess who? Zach Hampel.
I know there's a picture of that.
Yes, I have that picture. It was so funny just sitting down, waiting for the gates to open next to Zach Hampel, the man, the myth, the legend.
You think we get another Zach Hampel comment on this video?
Yeah, he
Make it
has
happen.
commented.
Make it happen, Zach.
I think he recognizes us. He knows us.
Yeah. He's got to be one of the best guys in the MLB community about making sure to keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a people pleaser every time. I've met him like a couple of times in person, and obviously he doesn't actually know us by name or anything.
Yeah.
But he's such a friendly guy. Like, he's always taking care of everyone, make sure to take a picture, sign autographs with everyone, and very COVID cautious, but does a good job of still chasing baseballs, even when fans aren't allowed in stadiums. So shout out Zach.
Yeah, nothing but respect for the bro, Zach Hampel. But yeah, a long time in line. I have no idea when gates open. I think it was maybe 5, so I was in line for 2-3 hours with a friend of mine, his little brother.
Ooh, Grady?
Yeah,
You got Grady and Jack, dude.
I have a
Jack's
picture.
man.
I'll pop that up of me in the front of the line. The line was crazy by the time the gates finally opened.
I know which video you're talking about, dude.
Yeah.
This is like a sea of people outside.
It totally paid off because as soon as gates opened, sprinted inside, knew exactly what spot I was going to choose. Right next to the right field bullpen at Nationals Park. Not the side by the foul pole, but the other side. There's a little corner there, so I knew I'd have some space to reach for balls, call for balls, because I was chasing that elusive home run derby ball or All-Star Game ball. And I think it was only 20 minutes into batting practice. Some pitching coach's kid threw me this home run derby ball.
Let's go. The commemorative.
Yes. And the rest of batting practice didn't really get anything. It's just so cool to see everyone's an all-star, like just hitting batting practice. You see like just huge names just chilling in right field, like all together, like Mookie Betts, like Aaron Judge, just all these, like, I was just starstruck. It's so cool. When the derby itself started, my play was to be in the standing room behind the bleachers. My seats were in the upper deck somewhere. I never even went to those. But I was in the upper deck standing room in right field for most of it. Went to left field for a little, but no one could really reach that area. I think Javi Baez may have one or two times. But I had some really close calls with Harper balls in the upper deck. But it was just a madhouse, like crazy to imagine now with like COVID and social distancing.
Yeah.
But it was just like a total party. Like I kept like bumping into like Zach Hampel.
Yeah, it looks wild on TV.
He looks stressed out of his mind, but it's just crazy. It's a whole it's like a concert. Like everyone's reaching for balls. It's impossible to jump because you're just surrounded by people. But it was so much fun. They're just blasting like music, like explicit music. It's just a total party, and like I didn't really. Of course, it would have been amazing to get a ball, but
rowdy time.
It was just so much fun. Pretty much wraps up Monday, July 16th, and one more day, Tuesday. So I was ready to go to FanFest all day on Tuesday, and this was definitely by far my best day at FanFest. The three notable names I got to take pictures with were Sully from OxyClean. I got a picture with him. Then I got Francisco Lindor. I actually had to choose between Francisco Lindor and Max Scherzer, and I chose Lindor because I had already had a picture with Max Scherzer.
When did you get a picture?
And I had plenty of autographs. I saw him at the park once.
That's right.
Yeah.
You always, bro, you get the crazy ones.
Yeah, and then Kevin Millar, which was so special to me because I used to love intentional talk. Basically, enjoyed my last day of FanFest. Got a bunch of free stuff. You see these sunglasses right here. Got a little Max Scherzer bobblehead I'll pop up a picture of. Eric got this little
that was on the
Zimmerman
first day, right?
earlier.
Zimmerman bobblehead. We've seen his head.
FanFest, you're just getting all this free stuff that's like baseball related. It's so cool.
Really?
And I just totally soaked it all in. I'm so glad like I took full advantage of the experience and really didn't have to like spend that much money. Like the only thing I really spent money on was the home run derby tickets. But FanFest, like we're both pretty active with the community, so we kind of got ways to get free tickets. I got some from my coach. Shout out Coach Balutis.
I was going to say, FanFest, I know the tickets, like, they're not nearly as expensive as the tickets to the actual All-Star Game or the Derby themselves.
All in all, shout out the Nationals for just hosting. Shout out DC for just hosting an amazing event.
They did a great job.
Time of my life, like, just absolute paradise for any baseball fan. If you guys ever get the chance to go to an All-Star Week event, like FanFest, just go to the Play Ballpark.
Seriously, guys,
you don't even have to pay money for the Play Ballpark. And I met David Ortiz there. Like,
that wraps it up pretty much, I guess. We're jumping straight here into the outro. Liam's got to get going. It's been a busy day for us, but if you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, turn on post notifications. Let us know what story times you want to see us do next. We've been to a lot of Nationals playoff games. You've been to some big, maybe 2013 World Series story time. So we've seen some cool stuff.
Met some crazy players.
But yeah, we got a lot to do. So anyways, drop video ideas, drop questions you might have, and we'll turn it into an idea for a video. Maybe a Q&A video coming soon, very soon. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Liam, take it away.
That was takeover.